They're on now.
Okay.
What
Okay. Well, then no one heard our mess up.
No one... us mess up. You messed up. Hello there.
Okay. We had a whole argument.
We had a whole thing
before our mics were even hot about whether or not it's 1, 2, 3, go, or 1, 2, 3.
Molly said,
"Go on 3."
On 3, let's say hello there, and she went, hello there, and I said it on 3, which is what you said to do.
That's just how I. That's how I do it. It's always 1, 2, 3, go.
Then you should say on go. It's on 3 or after 3.
You saw what I was trying to put down. It's like 1, 2.
Yeah, and I did what you said to do. And I deserve some credit for that.
Anyways, it doesn't matter because we were muted. Hello.
Yeah, nothing bad happened. No mistakes were made.
Oh man. How is everyone? Did anything important happen yesterday to talk about? Nothing exciting going on, right?
Me.
Meh.
I think some pictures came out.
Yeah.
Of some hunk.
Just some hunk. Some sandy hunk.
Some desert hunk in robes.
We are, of course, going to talk all about Kenobi. That's just going to be our day, our week, our life.
Yeah, probably the next long while.
Yeah, until it starts, and then we'll talk about it while it's on, and then we'll probably talk about it when it's over.
We got, 3.5 months total of Kenobi, and then probably a good couple weeks after that, so probably like 4 months of Kenobi. It won't be nonstop, I don't think.
I'm ready.
I am too, especially after that trailer.
Yeah.
That was good.
So yes, we were happy to talk all about Kenobi, but also, like any other LEGO stream,
Whatever.
we're going to talk about whatever comes up.
Um,
And whatever... Once we get about halfway in and we get a good buzz going, that's when the dirty stuff happens.
the dirty stuff.
No. Okay. That's when we talk about dirt.
Yeah, literal dirt. I will say that we just recorded our Q&A, as is custom, and it's all about the Kenobi trailer. So just saying, you're probably going to hear a lot of repeats on Saturday, but that's all right. And I'm also trying to hurry up and finish this bag because I didn't get it done last week because I made too many mistakes.
We were in a rush last week because we were going to see Batman.
That too.
So we can talk about that too.
And I made so many errors.
That's true.
And I was just flustered.
He was off his game last time. Oh, hi, Jill. Jill
Hey,
said,
Jill.
Nice shirt. Thank you.
No mistakes today.
No mistakes. Once again, just like the past 2 weeks, we've got links down in the description box to both Protect Trans Youth. So there's the Amidala Initiative, which us and a bunch of other Star Wars creators are a part of. Check out the links to that down below. They are working to help raise money with Equality Texas to protect trans youth because it's very important and we need to do it. Also, there are links down there to help Ukraine in various different ways because that stuff's still going on and it's crazy and scary. So help if you can. Donate if you can. Yeah, let's get into some questions. Hi, Jake. After this, speaking of Jake, check out the Whiskey Jedi, which is over on Jake's channel. That's going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern. Rainman, if you could put a link to that in the chat.
Because we're going to be on it, specifically.
We're going to be on it. Yeah, we're going to be on it talking about what?
Whiskey?
Nothing. No, talking about whiskey and Obi-Wan. All kinds of stuff.
Like you said, we're never going to stop talking about Obi-Wan.
Never going to stop. Never going to give you up.
Let me make sure
did I roll everyone?
Yes, you did. Okay, I did do that right.
Oops. Thanks, Rain Man. All right, let's get into some questions here. J-Bell has the first 2 super chats. Thanks, J-Bell. The first one is just watched Alex vs. Dimalanta Part 1 for the first time recently. That ending with Alex remembering the answer too late was heartbreaking. Indeed it was.
Yeah. That was
That's the first and maybe only time I've seen you with legitimate frustration during a match.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't mad at anything except myself, and just I didn't keep a cool head. And I think the challenge that had happened just before got in my head, because I thought I had won. I thought I won the challenge, or I would win the challenge, and I didn't. So I had to like get my head back in the game, and I just don't think I did. And so then when they asked a question and I just blanked on it, looking back, I'm like, okay, I could have done a lot different, because I was just sitting there going, buh, buh. Like I knew it started with a B. And that's all I had. So I was just sitting there making a buh noise over and over in my head. Where if I had just like gone through the alphabet and gone like BA, no, it's not Makara, B, C. But like if I'd quickly done that, I would have hit BL and gone like, it's Bly. Yeah. I was frustrated at myself, no one else.
But you live, you learn. Now we have a Bly action figure over there to remind Alex of his failure.
And a chew toy for Hilo, courtesy of Jane Dalton.
Yeah, which got torn up pretty quickly.
Yes, and I watched and laughed and clapped.
And now it's just a fun story to tell. So, what was I going to say? Oh, people were talking about super chats for Jake's channel. I don't know if you could do super chats on his channel, but you can do Streamlabs. So send in Streamlabs for questions over on his channel. All right, and then the second super chat here from J Bell says, "Hope they give Fennec Shand a story arc. She's been in 4 seasons of 3 shows, but we still don't know much about her besides she shoots people well." That's true. She's been just bopping all over all these shows, and I would love to see more of her. And I don't know that they would go into super detail about her in an actual live action show, but like a comic book, a book, just like a quick little side story. I'd love it.
I feel like the Bad Batch did the most for her as a character so far, which is interesting. That's where she's had the least screen time, I think. But yeah, I was a little bummed that she didn't get more in the Book of Boba Fett. So hopefully they continue to bring her into... I'm sure they will continue to bring her into all of the Mandalorian stuff. I don't think Boba Fett and Fennec are done.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't either. But yeah, she's very intriguing, and I know she's a more well-rounded character than just, look at me and how well I can shoot people. But whether or not they go into that in live action, I'm not sure that they'll have time for that.
I mean, they can make the time for it.
Yeah.
Do a little... Put her in the back to tank. Let's get some flashbacks.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, your mom just sent us a wall of text message about something. Look at us looking at our Apple Watches, reading texts on it.
Well, she said that she listened to 2 of our Q&A podcasts, and one we mentioned my parents, and that always makes her chuckle. And now she's talking about flashbacks. Wow, Mom, is she watching right now? You're sending very relevant texts to the discussion.
Maybe she is. Hello, if you are. I just forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I was gonna talk about our Apple Watches because I feel like we're super late to this game, but we've both been very into like tracking our walks and our little fitness things and our sleep.
Molly got me an Apple Watch for my birthday, and she bought herself one.
I bought myself one first because my Fitbit won't hold a charge anymore, so I wanted an upgrade. And I've been like tracking my sleep and stuff in it. It's been really cool, and I noticed that he was kind of like checking it out and asking questions about it, but it's one of those things that like he would never buy for himself. So in comes birthday presents.
And now it tells me to stand up sometimes, and I like that.
Yeah, stand up, idiot.
Get away from the computer for a minute. Just a minute.
Who's our stream sponsor?
Oh, Jake Pickering is our stream sponsor. we've made it through the list, and we're starting back at the top. So thank you, Jake.
Cool. Yes, thank you, Jake Pickering. If you also want to be a sponsor for one of our live streams, check out our Patreon. I believe it's $10 patrons and up can be sponsors. Is that correct?
No, it's Jedi Master level and up.
Jedi Master level and up. Next up, we've got Matt McDonnell. Thank you for your super chat. Hello! One wish of mine for Phase 3 of the High Republic is a more Avar-centric story. She seems to have lots of story potential to carry a novel now. Thoughts? Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, I feel like I think Avar is more a comic character. I think she was a creation of Cavan Scott's, first and foremost. I think he had a story with Keeve Trennis in mind, and Charles Soule just used her in the opening book to help set things up. So it definitely gave us the impression that like, oh, Avar is going to be very present in all the novels, but she was far more important in the book or in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to know more about her earlier days as a Jedi, like her and Elzar and Stellan hanging out when they were a little younger, because like there's some tea there
for sure.
There's some saucy stuff going on in their younger days, and I want to know about it.
So yeah, I agree though. I would like to see Avar in the novels, because I still feel like the novels are the kind of front and center part of the story that most people are reading. Mm-hmm. And I missed having her around. I think Fallen Star would have been more impactful had we seen Avar and Elzar and Stellan in all three novels.
Yeah. That makes sense to me. Mark White, thank you for your super chat. Can we chill about the CGI? Or no, the GI.
The Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, okay. I was like, GI? What, is this about G.I. Joe? Can we chill about the Grand Inquisitor? They said action choreography makes it hard to do full prosthetics. I'll take good action over resembling other media. The actor may be the best performer, which matters most. Totally valid.
Honestly, you bring up something that, hey, that's one of the questions in our Q&A where we talk about it, and we try to get into, it's gonna look different from live action to animation and all that. So why does it look different? Because clearly they know how to make a live action Powan. They made one for Revenge of the Sith that looked very, very menacing. So yeah, that's a good point that I had not considered, is that the Grand Inquisitor is an active character. He's gonna fight. And maybe they try. I'm sure they did try a lot of screen tests with a bigger head and more ridges and all the makeup, and it might have just not worked. And I agree, it's more important to have the action be right than make him look perfect.
Well, isn't that what happened with Ahsoka?
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of trying to make her Montrals taller, longer. They tried a couple of different things, but especially with something like that, you always run into the issue of like when they're walking or running around or fighting, they're gonna wobble and look a little weird, just like obviously fake. So that made sense to make them a little bit smaller, more subdued. Could be the same situation here. But yeah, we go into our full thoughts on the Grand Inquisitor in the Q&A. But that is a good point.
A lot of these characters, so the Grand Inquisitor, obviously animation, he was based off of a side character who gets a lot of like close-ups and front and center screen time. But yeah, they didn't make Tion Medon to be a crazy action fighter. Mm-hmm. They made him to just stand there and talk. And like Ahsoka, also an animated character based off of Shaak Ti's design, who was in live action, but she just sits there. Mm-hmm. We never see her do a whole lot. Even in her deleted scene, one of her deaths, like she just sits there and gets stabbed. So Yeah, it that's a great point that I had not considered.
Yeah. And, some people say, why not just fix it with CGI? Could be a budget-related thing. If the Grand Inquisitor isn't actually in the show that much, which we have no idea how much he's going to be in it. He was in the teaser, but it was a very Inquisitor-heavy teaser trailer. If he's not in it that much, they probably weren't able to dedicate too much of the budget for him and any potential CGI for that character. I don't know. There's probably a million other things that we aren't considering. The fact that Bruce Spence's face, Tion Medon, is already fairly long and skinny, and the guy playing Grand Inquisitor has more of a round face.
Yeah.
Literally hundreds of possibilities for why it looks the way that it does.
I totally agree, Mark, that looking at it when it first popped up, I was like, it looks off. It doesn't look like what I'm used to, but oh well, that I got over it pretty quick.
Yeah.
It does seem to be the one thing. I compare this to the mods in the Book of Boba Fett, where it's like that. I thought that episode 3, chapter 3 was really enjoyable. The mod stuff was a little weird, but whatever. It wasn't all that much in the episode, so I'll get over it. And then you just saw so many people complaining about that, or the spin scene around the world where everyone's like, well, it's so unnecessary. It's yeah, but it was half a second of screen time. Why are you so fixated on this?
Yeah. I still think he looks goofy, but I'll get over it. And I highly suggest everyone else just kind of yes, acknowledge your feelings and then set them aside and move on. Because it is what it is. Are you going to let it ruin the whole show? Hopefully not. Right.
Because, the trailer was awesome. There was that one thing where I was like, but the rest of it, I had chills the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Jedi that were at the Geonosis arena, like Shakti was,
here we go.
Jane Dalton, thank you for your super chat. Can you name all of the Jedi survivors from the Geonosis arena right before Yoda arrives? Hint, there are 17.
The answer's still no. Let's see if we can remember any more.
This is for you.
Any of us. Shakti, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Ayla Secura is one I keep forgetting. Ki-Adi-Mundi, Mace Windu, Sora Bulk, Plo Koon, Kit Fisto. Feel like I've already named more than I ever have. Luminara Unduli? There was one last week that I was like,
Was Barris there?
No, I don't think so. Because I think I threw her name out the first time we got asked this. There was one last week that I was like, I'm going to remember that one next week. And now I have not.
Why were you going to remember it, though?
I don't remember. I just remember a name being I know that name. I can remember that name. And I can't. I was wrong. 10's good, though.
Yeah.
That's over half.
Over half. Let me see if she put them in the chat.
I'll tell you the name when I hear it.
All right. Mace Windu, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Joe Clad Danba, Agent Kolar. Did you say that one?
I did not say Agent Kolar.
And Stacey
I didn't.
Sassy?
I always forget Sassy Teen.
Sassy Teen. Am I right?
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, Agent Kolar, Luminara, Stas Ali, Boltar Swan.
Boltar Swan. That's the name I was gonna try.
Because it sounds like Baltar, which is a Battlestar reference. Shakti, Rothdel Masona, Sora Bulk. You said that one. Stacey Teen, Tardos Gone.
A lot of these are just gibberish.
Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Plo Koon, Ayla Secura.
But yeah, there were two that Stas Ali and Stacey Teen. I need to remember them next time. All right, Molly, I might need help.
Stickers?
No, we're standing it up.
Ooh. You
that
want
goes
my
like that.
help?
I want your help. I don't know which job to give you.
I just had some caffeine too. I'm real
Oh
shaky.
God. Okay. Then I'm gonna hold the big part, and you just help me put it on the legs.
Is that? Those are the only things that it fits into, right?
Yeah. It should be pretty self-explanatory.
I did it. My problem is when I'm putting stuff together in Legos, I try to like squish it together as hard as I possibly can. And that's especially problematic when I get it in the wrong place and I have to take it off.
Man, that is taller than I thought it was going to be.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's tall.
So why do you need to wiggle it?
I don't know. It's pretty sturdy. Sturdier than I would have thought. Ooh, what's that?
So this will like position the legs,
Oh yeah.
but only so far. So I was just trying to make it stand up as much as...
Once you get them in the position, can you like lock it?
I don't know.
We'll see how stable it is once it's fully put together.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like it's meant to be super stable.
I thought you were gonna say meant to be played with, and I was like, I'm not allowed to play with any of these.
I know. Well, I mean, I just tried to pick it up a little bit, and like this leg just slid right out.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to be careful moving this.
Get
I think
out the
we're about
super
to
glue.
attach it a little bit better, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, maybe there's stuff, extra support stuff that goes around here.
Yeah, it looks like I'm adding that next.
We will keep working on the Geonosis Jedi.
I feel like I'm almost there with like the ones I should know, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna be
You got Sora Bulk. What was the
Boltar Swan.
Boltar Swan.
Sora Bulk, Boltar Swan. Okay, I can remember that they have flipped initials.
Yeah. Actually, something that would help, because now the chat is too far gone. Jane, if you want to DM one of us the list of names, then I can sneak attack him throughout the day and ask him the answers and check and see if he's right. Queersland, Australia. Ooh, I want to go there. Thank you for the super chat. Kenobi. If there are flashbacks, do you think the cast will be in the Clone Wars armor or just Revenge of the Sith tunics? And is that what you want to happen? Oh, I think we're getting Clone Wars
Clone Wars armor.
Gotta be.
I think that's what they would do, because they do that all the time. Not all the time, but I feel like they've just leaned into that a lot, where they have this look, and you know what? The armor was created for production reasons because it was too expensive to animate cloth and robes. So they were like, put them in armor. That's an easy solution. And so now armor exists, and yeah, I think they will treat it as something that should be seen in live action if we get flashbacks. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I mean, if it doesn't happen, I won't be too bent out of shape, but
I'll be a little disappointed if we get flashbacks and it's not there.
I think we'll definitely get it. Oh man, I'm so excited for that too. Like, that is a costume that I've been wanting to see in live action for a long time, especially when it was confirmed that Hayden was coming back. Just give us Anakin in the Clone Wars armor. Obi-Wan too, his white armor, but just like the two of them together in that would be so iconic.
Agreed.
Ugh.
Okay, yeah, we're attaching these legs a little better now.
And think of the Lego sets. J Bell has another super chat here. Thank you, J Bell. Does Molly like Cobb Vanth better than Biggs?
You can say yes.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I do. He's more charming, has a little more swagger. I mean, I've just gotten to know him more, I guess.
Yeah,
I haven't
screen time.
I haven't known him my entire life like you've known Biggs,
Yeah.
but
I'm okay with that. It's fine. We're not going to fight after the stream.
we'll see about that. I keep trying to buy find to buy the Cobb Vanth Funko Pop, but it's some kind of weird limited edition, not limited edition, or maybe it is limited. I don't know. It was like, it's a thing where you can buy it and you'll either get him with a helmet or without the helmet, and I don't like that because it sounds like most people are getting him with the helmet, and I want him without the helmet. And I don't...
I think that it's a limited edition thing that you have to get at like GameStop or something.
But
And
it's like an either or thing, which is frustrating.
No, that's what we got off Amazon.
Oh.
And I think that Amazon link just had the wrong thing, the wrong picture. Because everyone was complaining about wanting the one without the helmet, and that's not what they got.
I want to tie a little cloth red scarf around his neck, though. Oh, High Ground Production said chase variants are 1 out of 6 odds. Yeah, see, I don't like that. Don't play those games with me when I'm trying to spend my money on something.
Yeah, that's dumb.
That's just frustrating. But one day it'll pop up on eBay or something and we'll get it. Added to the collection of Cobb Vanth things. Madman's Knowledge, thank you for your super chat. The penultimate shot of the trailer has a bunch of birds that look like Morai. I'm so confused by what this means. Is it unintentional, do you think?
Well, your question is going to be answered on Saturday. So
In the Q&A, we do talk about the birds.
Congratulations. Sorry, I'm looking at something that's weird here.
The birds do look interesting. They're green, and I have a feeling they're just regular Star Wars birds. But we talk about it in the Q&A and how we, it's so early on, we can speculate a little boldly, and so yeah, anything is possible. The birds could be something having to do with Morai.
I also think that they're probably just going to be birds. But, Kenobi has a Mortis connection, so who knows? What's going on here?
What's happening?
I'm not sure. I think I made this leg slightly wrong.
Oh no.
I'm not sure yet.
Well, I didn't go to the bathroom like I was supposed to before the stream started, so I have to pee. So you can talk out your frustrations while I go to bed.
Why is this just a little bit off? What did I do? Oh god. Everything's terrible. Let me see if the other ones work, but... Yeah, I'm not expecting a Mortis connection in this series. I think that might be... Oh no, I did it here too. What's happening? How did I mess half of these up? Makes no sense. Everything is terrible. Perfect. Yeah, that's... My life is a nightmare. I live a pretty good life if this is the worst thing that's happened to me this week. Seriously though, what did I do? This side's right, this side's wrong. How can that be? I'm sorry, I'm trying to think about the birds and answer your question while also figuring out what the hell I did. Maybe. All right, I need to compare.
I'm back. Figured out.
No. But it looks fine. Like, it looks the same
Oh boy.
on both of those. All right, I have an idea.
Are we done with the birds talk?
Unless you have more to say.
I don't think so. I mean, we're gonna talk more about it on the video on Saturday, so I don't want to totally spoil all that talk, but I think they're just regular birds. But speculate wildly, why not? Power Rangers Rock, thanks for the super chat, says baseball is back. CBA is moments away from vote.
I saw people talking about
I don't know what any of that
all
means.
of that, and I have no idea what that. I didn't know they were on strike. Are they on strike? I don't know.
I remember seeing people tweet about like the spring training wasn't happening or like baseball wasn't happening, so. Collective bargaining agreement, no strike. The owners locked out the players. It was a lockout. I don't
know what any of that means.
The only lockout I know is when we've locked ourselves out of things like the car or the house. Which doesn't happen often, but I'm sure, yeah, Hobbit F. Andy says that we can talk about this with Jake, because Jake knows all about baseball. Are you gonna have to take one of the legs apart?
I don't know. I don't know what is going on here. I don't know why some of these just don't want to attach.
I'm no help. Is that supposed to... I don't see any orange pieces inside here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that.
I believe you. Matthew Lang says, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too.
It's probably safe to say.
It's like that one works just fine.
Coleslaw, thank you for the super chat, says, this super chat is being made purely for the sake of making y'all hungry, courtesy of the National Coleslaw Council. That is a council that I wouldn't mind being a part of, because there are lots of different kinds of coleslaw, and so everyone could represent a different kind on the council, and they could come up with new coleslaws. I'm into it. And yes, now I want coleslaw. I will never not want coleslaw, I don't think. Even after eating like a big bowl of it.
I'm sorry, I'm so...
Oh yeah, it's fine.
This happens sometimes where I'm just like, what?
If he figures
this?
out that he's messed something up, he's lost to all of us. We've lost him for the time being.
Like, see how that's like a half step off? Why? I don't get it.
A half step off?
Like, the dots don't line up.
Oh.
And they should.
Uh-oh.
It should be like that. But it won't go on like that. So what's the deal?
What's the deal with these Legos? Is this one on wrong?
No, this one's fine. It's these specific 2 spots. Everything else works fine.
Are these all in the right place? They're not supposed to be on like the outside?
They're supposed to be on the inside.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be orange, white.
Can we turn it around so I can see the other side?
Like,
So I can see the inside of this one.
I bet that noise is fun. What's weird is like if I compare it to this, I don't see any difference. Like everything looks like it lines up exactly the same.
Something's gotta be different though.
I know, but what?
Put that one back on. And so that won't go on here the same way?
Nope. It'll go on like a half step off, which means I can't put this piece on.
I don't know. Is there a help desk for Lego?
I don't think so.
Chat is like, we've lost both of them. Next up here, we've got a super chat from Skitty. Thank you. Can you name species and names of all known Inquisitors? Ooh, I cannot. You were naming some of them earlier.
I can't do all the names. I know the ninth sister has a name, but I don't know it. So Grand Inquisitor doesn't have a name. He's Powan. Second sister is the human Trilogy. Third sister, human Riva or Reva. Fourth sister, we don't even know if we've seen them really, because that turned out to be a rebel in disguise. Fifth brother, unknown name, unknown species. Sixth brother, I believe has a name. I believe has a species, but we don't, or I don't know it. Seventh sister is what's Barasafi and Luminara Unduli? Why can't I think of that?
Mirialan?
Yes. Nice.
Yes.
Don't know her name. Eighth brother is the Tyrellian Django Jumper. Don't know his name. Ninth sister, DeWooten. I know she has a name. I don't know it. 10th brother is, I think, a human named Proset Dibs.
That's such a cool Star Wars name.
Proset Dibs. Mm-hmm. And I think that's everyone we know. Yeah, I think I'm just going to force this to stay there and move on.
Just force it.
I'll do
Wasn't there something about this set? I don't think it has anything to do with your problems now, but wasn't there something about this set that said like you couldn't take it apart once you had it all the way together?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hopefully we're not past that point of no return.
I don't think we are, but I forget who told us about that and what part I was talking about, but
whatever. That's on. Let's move on and we'll come back to it.
I'm sure the other Inquisitors have some names, but
we just haven't learned them yet.
Yeah. The Grand Inquisitor's gotta have a name. What do you
I mean,
think
they all had names as Jedis.
Yeah. Oh wait, are their names different from when they were Jedi?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just like they all have names. We just don't know all of their names. They've never been said in any story.
Yeah.
And some of them have.
Oh, good boy, Hilo. What would you say the Grand Inquisitor's name could be?
Charles.
Charles. Charles in charge. That's on his little name tag.
Uh-huh.
Super Princess Kai, thanks for the super chat. Hi, hope you guys are doing okay. I'm so excited for the Kenobi series. Happy Women's Appreciation Week to you, Molly. Thank you. Yeah, we were very excited for Kenobi. It didn't really sink in until we were watching the trailer and till I was editing our reaction to it, which you can find over on our Patreon. And I was really into the teaser trailer when we were watching it, but I was watching our reaction and my face is just I'm just completely enthralled in what's happening. And I said it before, but I'm just so excited we're getting Ewan McGregor back on screen because he's such a good actor in everything he does. So to get him back into Star Wars is really cool.
I think this could be a good unifying moment, at least for people who grew up maybe disliking the prequels, but loving the originals, and now I think this can bridge the gap and heal some divides in the fandom.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It seems we're always going to find something to nitpick, right? Because now we have the Grand Inquisitor's head to talk about, but the idea that Obi-Wan and Vader are going to have this face-off, it's a pretty unifying thing that I think most people want to see.
I think it's going to mean a lot to a lot of different Star Wars fans.
Mm-hmm. Tom Strand, thanks for the super chat. Grand Inquisitor dies how many years after Kenobi?
5 or 6. I think Rebels starts 4 years. I think Rebels starts 4 years before the events of A New Hope. I'm not sure on that.
Well, we don't know the exact years that Kenobi is taking place, right?
10-ish. 10 after Revenge of the Sith.
10-ish.
I mean, they've said 10, so just the halfway point, basically.
Mm-hmm. Will W, thanks for the super chat. Could I use the World Between Worlds to move up the Kenobi release date?
No, but maybe you could use it to watch through a portal. You could find out when it comes out and then watch it through a portal.
And then could you do that for all the episodes? And
yeah,
then
sure.
Come back and be like, well, I've seen it all, guys.
Yeah. I think that's how the World Between Worlds works.
Hey, we did it.
I think that makes sense.
We figured it out.
All right, good. At least we're moving on from legs, and
so you just force that on, and
yeah, I'll take a look at it off stream, so I'm not just silently fuming.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you do that anyways sometimes, but
well, I don't want to do it on stream.
Let's try to reel it back.
Just take it and slam it. And
you're going into a beautiful mind moment with the Legos. And
yeah.
Greg Dillon 117, thanks for the super chat. Have you been playing Elden Ring? Is it Elder Ring or Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
Okay, every time I see it written out somewhere, I think it's Elder Ring. Because is that a different thing in video games?
The Elder Ring? I don't know, it sounds like it could be.
Elden Ring.
I have not. I have friends who are. I've never played one of those Dark Souls, Bloodborne style. I have a bit. Just tried one out, but
Elder Scrolls. That's
Elder
what I'm
Scrolls,
thinking
yeah.
of.
I've never really gotten into that universe. But I did just play God of War.
This is like all up in my space. Can I scooch it?
Careful. Now it's all up in my space.
You
I
got
need room for parts.
Plenty of space over there.
I need room for... I do kind of like that
This
it's
is-
lofted, so I can put parts over here.
Yeah. This is just gonna be how it is from now on, because the bigger the set gets. But who do we know that's playing Elden Ring?
Ashton.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea what it's about.
The story looked interesting. And I do like... I should try it. Or Dark Souls or one of those, because it's similar-ish to God of War, Fallen Order, like that kind of fighting style where you just study a boss and dodge its devastating attacks and try not to die. Mm-hmm. So I think I would like it, but no, I've never tried one. But yeah, I played God of War for the first time and just
right.
finished it last night, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was a great story.
We kind of took the past week off. I forced him to take a week off because we had kind of some downtime and birthday. So he started playing... Which God of War game was it?
The one that came out in 2018, the reboot-ish. I mean, it's a sequel. It involves the previous stories, but I've never played any of those. I just heard it had a really great story, and it did.
Yeah, I watched some of it, and I liked some of what I saw. It's just maybe you just had it turned up too loud all the time, but like when you were fighting, it was just so loud and obnoxious.
What do you want? I'm the God of War.
I know.
Am I not allowed to scream?
No, I know. That's the thing. Maybe
Actually, I had it on mute. That was all me.
Maybe I'm just like not cut out for video, or maybe you just have to be playing it and be really into it to not let all the noise affect you. But I'd be like in the background doing dishes or on my phone or something, and I'd be like, I just have to get up and leave this room because I can't take this yelling anymore.
Couldn't hear your TikToks.
No. Yeah, Hobbit F. Andy says, God of War, not God of Noise. But yeah.
War is a noisy business, okay?
I'm sure it is. It sounded like it. Sounded like you were doing a lot of business and not a lot of war. I don't know what that means. But, so you finished that, and then I think next week is a good time to start Fallen Order.
I did that wrong.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. We have everything we need now.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna play Fallen Order, guys, and Alex is gonna walk me through it. He's gonna have to listen to all the noise.
I like the noise. Molly, turn it down.
Oh, since I just saw it, where is it here? Deidre Russell. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but because their super chat just came up and it's relative to what we're talking about, I'll go ahead and read it. When is Molly going to play Fallen Order? I am as much interested in Alex's reactions while he tries to stay silent while Molly figures it out for herself.
Yeah, that's what Molly says. I'm going to walk her through it, but every time I open my mouth to try to help her in a game, she's like, don't you do it.
That's not true.
You did that.
That is not true. I'm always the first person to be like, where's the walkthrough for this?
I guess I'm
thing?
thinking of the other night when we were playing a board game. And I was going to offer you a helpful...
Well, I was like a bottle of wine deep, and I don't like when people try to mansplain board games to me, especially when I'm a little tipsy. So I was especially feisty that night. But yeah, we're going to try to get that set up and start doing it next week. Still not sure which night of the week we're going to start it on.
I feel like Tuesday is the only option we have.
Yeah, it'll probably be Tuesdays. But that's going to be fun. Haven't played a video game in a while.
They're too noisy.
They're very noisy. Everyone knows it. That's why I liked Animal Crossing. There was like this very chill music playing all the time. Nothing too loud. Easy peasy. Alex Ward, thank you for your super chat. Kenobi trailer thought. How scary must the Star Wars galaxy be if it's easier to track you down by your good deeds than your bad ones?
That's a very good point. That's very funny. The Inquisitors just have like a white knight alert that goes off where it's like, someone did something nice, let's go get them. They're probably a Jedi.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very funny.
Well, I mean, they are... That's kind of in their job description, is like, you have to hunt down the rest of the Jedi. So they're keeping an eye out for the people that are looking a little too Jedi.
Yeah, but the people who look a little too Jedi are the people who just did something nice one day.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think they know what Obi-Wan looks like? Yeah, it's just a white guy with a beard, probably has a robe on. And that's like half
Darth Vader's like, that's it, that's him, go, go, go.
That's like half the people on Tatooine. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like when Darth Vader saw the shield generator on Hoth, and he's immediately like, that's it, that's the system. He does that for everything that pops up.
And
the first thing he sees, like, that's the one, let's go.
And they're like, are you sure? I'm sure of it. I sense it.
But The Empire Strikes Back didn't show us all the times he was horribly wrong.
I am Darth Vader, and you will listen to me.
All the other shield generators where he's like, that's gotta be it, let's go. Oh, Lord Vader, we've been to 8 systems.
Piet is like, okay.
Here we go.
Here we go again. Vader, hope you're right this time.
Just don't want to get choked.
Okay, it's Deidre. Deidre. Thank you. Daimyo Fett. Ooh, I like that username. Thank you for your super chat. Do you think Tamira Morrison will appear as a clone trooper in Kenobi, and if so, which clone?
I mean, Cody makes the most sense.
We've heard rumors that Cody was going to be in this. I still don't know whether or not I believe it, but he would make the most sense, and he would make the most impact for the story involving Obi-Wan if he were in it.
Agreed. I think if you're going to do a clone, it's got to be Cody. I don't know that they will. I agree, like, rumors are rumors, and I just don't know if they're going to have enough time. But if they can pull that into the story between Obi-Wan and Vader, like, I just feel like that needs to be the emotional focus. That needs to be the real reunion. But, you know, Cody can be a little pit stop. I'd certainly enjoy seeing it.
Yeah.
And it also kind of makes sense because everyone wanted Cody to appear in Star Wars Rebels to potentially confront Rex. And then we were all kind of like, huh, can't believe that didn't happen. But it's possible that they didn't do it because, I mean, at the time, Kenobi was going to be a movie. And so maybe they were like, we have plans for Rex. Don't put Rex in Rebels.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. What?
That just seemed like a non-statement after you looked at your phone. I'm excited for it.
You don't know what I was talking about.
What are you excited for?
You don't get to know now. You want to test me?
I'll test you.
Mr. Shu sent in a super chat that just says, stream! Stream! Did you... It's the
just
way
broke something.
The way you dropped that, it sounded like it just shattered. Drop everything. Just yell stream.
I don't know. I saw you doing this and it looked like fun. So I did it.
Kenobi. Matt Thornton, thank you for your super chat. How do you make the Obi-Wan trailer extra epic? Put in Duel of the Fates, of course. Oh yeah. When that Lucasfilm logo came up, if you saw our reaction on Patreon, you already know this. When the logo comes up and you hear Duel of the Fates drop, Alex just goes, oh man.
I just
It's like
started shivering. I got so many chills.
Because yeah, I know I wasn't expecting that music to happen so boldly in the teaser trailer that if I had really just let myself have all of my emotions, I probably would have cried a little bit.
I loved, and not just Duel of the Fates, which in my breakdown, I was like, that's basically a get fans hyped for free card. Like, just drop Duel of the Fates and everyone's gonna go nuts.
John Williams knows what he's doing.
But they did Duel of the Fates, Battle of the Heroes, and Anakin's Dark Deeds right at the end where you hear Vader's breathing. So I almost want to go through and really analyze all the music and why they chose each one, other than the fact that obviously we're going to go nuts over it. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, what are they saying? What messages are they sending us?
Oh, they're sending us the message of hype.
Yeah.
Pure hype train.
Your Highness, they've given us something. What is it? Hype.
Oh no, we gotta make that a meme
that's
now.
a good meme.
Jamie Dorr, thank you for your super chat. Will Din Djarin die in a later season of The Mandalorian, given to the thing that we have seen Pedro Pascal's career as an actor? We see his characters die over the years. Aw. I don't think Disney / Lucasfilm would just kill him off.
Yeah, he's not Sean Bean.
Sure.
Who also has a history of dying in all of his stuff.
I mean, he will die someday, and yes, Grogu will most likely outlive him, and that is just something that we all have to live with and think about in the middle of the night when we wake up. And it's very sad. But I don't think they're gonna put it in a Disney show.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Din die in this series either. I think this is the story of a bounty hunter embracing his destiny and becoming Mandalore. So Hilo is just snoring away.
Hilo is like, this is literally the most boring conversation I've ever heard you guys have.
But no, I don't really see Din dying.
No. Not at least during the show. That would be so sad.
Well, yeah, obviously he will die in the galactic timeline at some point.
No. Grogu will find a way to keep him alive forever. Ooh, but that gets into weird stuff too. It's just like, then we'll have zombie Din, and it'll be weird. Tom Strand, thanks for the super chat. Rupert Friend is great. Is that how you say his last name? Fiend?
How's it spelled?
Friend.
Then probably. I don't know.
What's your interpretation of the Grand Inquisitor as Kanan encountered him in the Lothal Temple? Was he redeemed or what?
Oh.
Is that the guy playing the...
Yes. Rupert Friend is playing the Grand Inquisitor. No, I don't think the Grand Inquisitor was ever redeemed. His experience with Kanan was a vision from Yoda.
That feels like so long ago, and I can barely remember it. But yeah, no, that was a vision.
Yes. That was Yoda giving Kanan a vision. just to help him learn. That was not literally the Grand Inquisitor. Because the Grand Inquisitor's spirit is stuck in some Jedi temple that Luke encountered. Like Darth Vader has him trapped there or something. Yeah.
So yeah, I think dark side people, instead of becoming a Force ghost, they literally just get trapped somewhere. Like their soul.
They don't have to. I mean, usually I think they just die unless they are cursed or something
Unless
special
they're
happens.
just exceptionally bad. And
Well, no, I think Darth Vader did that to him. That's what it sounds like, because in the comic, he basically begs Vader to be free, and Vader's like, no, pass. That's how he says it.
How did Vader do that, though?
I don't know.
That's some dark side Mortis magic.
Momin, the Sith Lord, got his soul trapped in a helmet. Like, anytime you see a Darksider living beyond their death, it always comes with consequence. It's not like being a Force ghost where it's like, I exist outside of time and space, I am one with the Force, I am at peace. Like, no, they're always basically tortured and looking for a way out.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Star Wars is crazy, y'all.
It's wild.
It's wild. Kyle Ruiz, thank you for the super chat. What do you guys think Vader's role will be without compromising, quote, I was the apprentice, but now the master who we last met? When we last met? From episode 4. That quote in episode 4 about
Right.
apprentice, master, blah, blah, blah.
Man, I don't know. I kind of think...
I think we're all looking at that too closely. I think Vader is just being exceptionally dramatic in that moment, and he had that line in his head, not thinking that anyone was literally going to pick it apart and be like, well...
I like the fact, like...
See, here at the timeline, no.
Obi-Wan is going to use the world between worlds to erase Vader's memory of this whole thing. I don't know.
You want to open that?
Everyone else gets to do it every week. Everyone else gets to make the joke. I should be able to make the joke. Yeah. I'm kind of expecting them to do a very hand-wavy... Like, obviously they know that we're all thinking about that line. But I think they're like, we're going to tell this story, and you know what? That line might not make as much sense as it used to, but... they'll address it in some little way. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Mm-hmm. I will be surprised and pleased and happy if they find a way to still make it work.
Vader's gonna be like, the next time if I ever see you again, I'm gonna pretend like this never happened.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna make a very dramatic announcement along those lines.
Mm-hmm. The duel is going to end embarrassingly for both of them. They're both going to fall in a vat of pudding. And
pudding?
Yeah.
What flavor?
Butterscotch. And Vader's going to be like, let's just pretend this never happened. And Kenobi will be like, agreed, and they'll part ways.
Can you imagine having to clean out butterscotch pudding out of Vader's suit?
Right.
Which minion had to do that?
Probably Vinay.
Especially because some of it didn't get cleaned out, and eventually it's going to start smelling weird. And like, Vader probably always smells weird.
Oh my god.
Like burnt hair and burnt circuits all the time, and then like a little bit of rotten butterscotch pudding. Delicious.
I don't know what any of that means, and I'm still grossed out.
Well, you don't know what smells are, so that's not your fault. Is there custard with this pud?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Hobbit F, Andy. Okay. Sky, thank you for the super chat. Next one up here. This might be too hard, but for how many Star Wars movies can you recite the opening line of dialogue?
Ooh.
We can do this.
we've definitely done this before.
Yeah, so let's start with A New Hope,
Did you hear that?
Empire,
Echo 3 to Echo 7, Honnold, buddy, do you read me?
Return of the Jedi,
Ooh. This one's tougher. It's the pilot on the shuttle. I'm not going to get this one. It's like something about command station, station command. This is...
Wait, is that the first line of Return of the Jedi?
Is it not? The pilot on the Imperial shuttle takes Vader to...
Oh.
And they do a little exchange before we see Vader and Moff Jerjerrod.
I guess it is. I was thinking it was 3PO.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's later. That's the next scene. So, yeah. Okay, I can't do that one.
Station command. This is
Shuttle ST-321.
This is ST-321. Bringing in this big old Darth Vader guy.
It smells of butterscotch.
Smells like butter.
Get this butterscotch off of my ship.
Let's butterscooch him out of here.
Phantom Menace. Isn't it just Captain? Tell them we wish to land immediately.
Yeah.
It's Qui-Gon, something like that. And
Attack of the Clones.
we're making our final
Approach.
descent.
We're making our final descent into Coruscant?
I think so. Remember when we were like, we can do this? Like a minute ago?
Well, I always, like when studying this stuff, I always thought, okay, how long is this line? If it's longer than just like 3 or 4 words, they're probably not going to ask for it. So then I would say, okay, who has the first line? So I don't know. I'm pretty rusty.
Yeah, we
no
haven't
matter
studied in
how
a
you
while.
look at it.
3 is lock onto him, R2. 7.
Yeah, we can go.
It's BB-8 beeping technically, but then this will begin to make things right. 8. Oh man, that one's another like.
What about Rogue One?
Oh, Rogue One. Mama.
8
is another weird one. It's Connix. Or no, yeah, we're not clear yet.
We're not clear yet.
I think.
There's still 30 pallets and bunkers. Sea bunker.
Something. Yeah, I think that's right. Solo is come on, because he's trying to start the thing, and then 9. At last.
I'm
And
confident
the Clone Wars movie.
about the first line of dialogue in that is hard because it happens before anything else happens, and you can only read it on the subtitles, and it's Rex.
Oh, you're going that far. Oh, okay.
It's Rex saying like group something.
Yeah,
something.
it's clone chatter.
Clone
Clone
chatter is a good way to put it.
I was going to like the actual like line that you can clearly see someone's delivered.
What is it?
A galaxy divided.
Oh yeah, that's like part of the crawl.
Yeah.
For the movie. But yeah, no, thank you for that. That's actually something that we've kind of looked into in the past, and
I mean, we study it every
studied at
time
one
it's
point.
Schmodown time, but clearly it falls out of our heads when it's not.
Yeah.
That's
Clearly we're
someone.
fairly rusty.
So for my tweet yesterday of the Kenobi trailer breakdown, I tweeted the wrong version. I said like, that man's just a crazy old wizard.
And you know who tweeted the right one?
Yeah, Joel Edgerton. So good job to him. But someone replied and was like, not to be that guy, but it's that wizard's just a crazy old man. And I was like, look, quotes are my not so good.
Well, if you say that wizard is just a crazy old man versus that man is just a crazy old wizard.
Doesn't that make more sense in your head? Come on, George Lucas.
I guess you have to think about what Uncle Owen actually considers him to be. Is he a man or is he a wizard?
Yeah. It is weird that he just throws around the term wizard. Like, and not the cool kind.
Not the cool way, yeah. That's a wizard.
That man's just wizard as hell.
Yeah.
You should definitely hang out with him, Luke.
Ooh, I wonder who the kid is that plays young Luke.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be a fun little job.
Fun little job, yeah.
Just sit there and pretend to pilot a...
Sit there and look cute and don't have a life of bad choices. Being a child actor. Jedi Wayseeker, thank you for your super chat. Do you think the Imperial officer in the Kenobi trailer was Rey Sloane?
No.
No, she wouldn't have been in... She would have been in a much fancier outfit, right? Higher rank?
At that point, probably not, but no, like they're completely different races.
Yeah.
They're completely different skin tones. I think that's probably a new character.
Yeah, I think so too. We talk about this too in the Q&A, and I was just like, I don't know, I'm just happy it's not another old white guy. And I said British, and you were like, well, she might be British.
She's probably still British.
Yeah, we'll see. Most Imperials are British. Can't seem to shake that part.
Oh.
Jane Dalton, thanks for another super chat. If you have to take apart one Lego set to make space for the AT-AT behind you, which ones do you take apart first?
I need a Star Destroyer.
Do we even... Really?
Yeah. I think it's my least favorite of the bunch.
Can I drop it?
No, we're not doing it. I'm not saying, hey, let's do that. I'm saying if we had to, of everything that's up there, well, the A-Wing was the least intensive.
I feel like it makes sense to put the other big gray set up there.
Yeah, so
and
we're
get
gonna
rid
move
of the two ships.
We're gonna move those downstairs or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we gotta film like a... I've been wanting to film a new office tour of our offices, and then also we've got an area downstairs that we've put a bunch of shelves up to house more of our Lego sets. So, because we ran out of room, so we had to put more shelves up. So maybe we'll do that for Patreon.
So yeah, I'm planning on moving those so that we can then put the AT-AT up there. But if one of these had to be dismantled, I'd probably go with the Star Destroyer. Maybe the A-Wing, because the A-Wing wasn't nearly as much time.
Yeah, that was... Oh, not the A-Wing. The Snowspeeder is the oldest one that we have, I think, because we put that together at the old house.
Yeah.
Now every time I come into this office, I'm just gonna be like, one day I'm gonna be able to drop and break that Star Destroyer.
Nope.
It's
Didn't
gonna
say
happen.
I want to do it. If I had to was the question.
Daniel S. said, kill two birds with one stone, crash the A-Wing into the Star Destroyer. Good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. Was that Arvel Crinid who did that?
Yeah, it was.
I got it. I'm back, baby. I'm not that rusty. Although, at this point, if you're a Star Wars competitor and you don't know who Arvel Crinid is, what are you even doing?
What are you even doing here? Ugh.
Jacob Gould, thanks for the super chat. Finally get to catch one of these streams. Oh, hope you're still here. That was like half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. Sorry, I'm getting through these kind of slow today. But thank you for your super chat. What's your thoughts on alternative builds for sets? I found instructions for the 75316 that turns the gauntlet into a Fang fighter, and it looks better in
that's
the
cool.
scale. I don't know what that means. The gauntlet into a Fang fighter.
Different Mandalorian ships.
Oh.
That's neat. No, I think that's cool. I mean, that's the whole point of Lego, is to build whatever you want.
So this is like an already existing set, but they just build it different?
I was actually on lego.com today. I don't know if this is official instructions, but I was looking.
Nerd. Sorry.
Wow. But I saw them listing alternative instructions, so I don't know if they might be talking about official alternative instructions.
Honestly, that would be a cool way to just revive a lot of Lego sets for people, because if they had like an alternate build for some set that we've already had for a long time, we could take it apart and rebuild it.
Sure. So yeah, I'm like, alternate instructions sound cool to me.
Yeah, Deidre Russell said, set a really high fundraising goal. If we raise $20,000, Molly gets to crash the Lego ship. I mean,
I still don't like that.
I love it. I love that idea. Well, we'll look into that.
We will. I feel like this needs to be a discussion.
We'll see.
We'd have to have a camera on the destruction and also on my face. And I guess on your face. Because you're going to be having fun
Pure
and I'll
joy,
be like...
pure just sadness and frustration. Robert Schwartz, thank you for the super chat. With Jedi not being able to pick their lightsaber colors, do you think anyone has gotten a color they don't like? I've always thought about this. That's a good point.
That's a funny, thought, to be like, turn it on and it's blue. You're like, no!
Maybe
anything but blue.
Maybe one of the first lessons they teach younglings before they get their lightsabers is like, don't get your hopes up for anything specific. Just go with the flow.
And it's Mace Windu saying that, and he's twirling his fancy purple lightsaber around. Like...
You're probably not gonna get a purple one. Just let's face it. No, yeah, I could see Mace doing that. But maybe an early lesson that they teach them is just to be happy with whatever you're given.
I'm sure that is the case. Is that, just be happy no matter what. Like, you don't be attached to a color. Like, that seems like a basic Jedi idea. Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, the Jedi bonds with the crystals, so I feel like the crystal will reflect their personality and their, not necessarily their wants, but that'd be interesting if there ever were a Jedi that turned it on and were like, oh man.
I mean, I think I'd be too busy just being like, oh my god, I finally have a freaking lightsaber, to be too worried about the color. But yeah, if you got like a poopy brown one, that would suck.
Well, we haven't seen that yet. You're the first one. If you're the first one, then yeah.
They turn it on and it's like... They're like, wow. What kind of lesson are you trying to teach me with this poopy brown lightsaber?
Come on, Force. Why?
Oh, man. Joel Davis, thanks for the super chat. Kenobi really is going to be episode 3.5.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to be an extra long episode 3.5, and we're all gonna go nuts when it happens.
How long do you think... We've talked about this before, but now that we've got a teaser and literally no other information, how long do you think the episodes will be?
Same as Book of Boba Fett, I think between 28 minutes and 55 minutes. Hopefully, like, I want longer episodes always, especially if this is only going to be... Do we know how many episodes?
6.
6? Okay, yeah. It's only going to be 6 episodes. I hope that they're on the longer side, probably between 45 and 55 minutes.
That's what I'm expecting. Hawkeye was, I think, on average, like 45, 48 minutes. So that's what I'm hoping for, which would give us what, hour and a half, 45, hour and a half.
I hope the first
2
episode...
hours, 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, that basically would break it up into it'd be a movie at that point. So yeah, let's say 45 minutes. It was originally supposed to be a movie, so.
I hope the first episode is maybe a little longer. Like the first and last episodes are typically a little bit longer.
I think that's, again, I'm just basing this on like Hawkeye's structure for some reason. I guess because it was also 6 episodes. So yeah, I think I'm hopeful for 45-ish minutes.
Yeah. Hi, Templin Institute.
Oh boy.
I'm going to jump to their super chat real quick. Thank you for the super chat. If you stop right now, you got yourself a fine coffee table. Not really, though. This thing's really wobbly.
It's not that bad. Hold a drink.
Hold my
cup
wine.
holder.
Hey. Alex is like, oh.
I'm like, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you, I love you, and I trust you.
It definitely needs a cup holder. A little squishy cup holder in there. Yeah, let's just stop. Perfect. Star Wars fan 3131, thank you for your super chat. Do you think one reason Order 66 might be wearing off in some of the clones is because the inhibitor chip wasn't designed to work for so long? Yeah, I don't think they did too much trial and error with the inhibitor chips. I don't think they had enough time to really put them through all the testing that they probably should have. But also, I think the clones themselves, as they aged, they got more and more, like, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Independent.
Sure.
And they learned more and more how to just be more unique. And I think by doing that, I can't really explain it on like a scientific level, but they learned how to have their own personalities. And I think the more they did that, the more that counteracted the chip. So it was like a checks and balances kind of thing.
I think, oh god. I don't think the Empire cared all that much. I don't think they were hoping that the chip would last forever. They probably even were expecting it to wear off because they're already, like, immediately they want to transition away from clones and into stormtroopers in the Bad Batch. So I think they were just like, the clones are done. They served their purpose. Throw them away. I think that's how the Empire sees them. So, yeah, I think they're wearing off because no one cared to do any research or testing on it. Mm-hmm. And some clones, like probably Cody, like Crosshair, they stick around and they're like, yeah, you're welcome to be a stormtrooper, I guess. But
yeah, part of the reason why the Empire failed is because they were so confident that they wouldn't fail. So when they did fail, it was like big time fail.
It was big time
fail. In the simplest of terms.
You watch Return of the Jedi, that's a big time fail.
That's a big time fail. Yeah. Ken Plume. What's up, Ken? Can Lego be assembled in the world between worlds?
Sure. Yeah. As long as you bring the box in.
Could we go back in time and get like a really rare set?
No.
Pull it out of some kid's hands?
Nope, doesn't work that way.
Why?
Because it doesn't work that way. You can't change what already happened, Molly. You can see it. Unless that kid did grow up and someone magically stole his set. Like, if that did happen, then yes, you can do it. But that's a mean thing to do, Molly.
A mean thing?
A mean that you steal a rare set from a child?
No, they're kids. They'll get over it.
Wow.
They might need therapy, but who doesn't?
Bruce Wayne's parents died. Nah, he's a kid. He'll get over it.
And he should have. And he should have gone to therapy.
He should have gone to
but
therapy.
He didn't.
We all
and now
agree
we
with
have a
that.
Batman who is a menace to society.
Okay, J. Jonah Jameson.
I have a lot of thoughts about Batman. Ken said, my plan worked. I think people's plan is to get us to argue when the World Between Worlds
Sure.
comes up.
Well, that's you did that. I answered the question and then you kept going.
That's literally what our job is to do on this stream, is to keep going. Ooh, great question. Jane Dalton, thank you for this question. When you rewatch Parks and Rec, what season do you start with, and do you watch season 1 or not? So I have this argument every time it comes up with our friend Zach, because I always start from season 1, and I watch through the first season because I love the first season. I love every season, and like, there's not ever going to be more Parks and Rec, so why skip some of it if you're doing a rewatch? There's just like something so interesting about seeing how much the characters change between like seasons 1, 2, and 3. And Zach always starts... Does he start at season 2?
He starts at season 3 like a crazy person.
He starts at 3 because he hates Brandanowitz.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, but there's so many other good episodes, especially in season 2.
I know. I completely agree. We always watch season 1. It's only 6 episodes. Like, come on. It's like 2 hours of additional Parks and Rec content.
Jane starts at 3 too. Oh.
You're a crazy person. Crazy. I agree that like when Ben Wyatt and Chris Traeger come into the story, it continues to revitalize the show. But I just remember like we watched we started when it aired. We watched the Parks and Rec pilot, and we were like, that was okay. Like, we were fans of The Office. We were gonna watch this, and we were like, that was fine. And then we stopped because it wasn't good enough. And then I remember it being on Comcast, and I was like, oh, you can just watch season 2 for free. Mm-hmm. So I threw it on, and immediately, like with the penguin marriage episode, was like, this is already so much better. Mm-hmm. And we started watching it.
That's Hobbitfoot Andy said you wouldn't get the Pawnee Zoo episode, and like I remember that episode not only for the gay penguin wedding, but everything that happens afterwards with Leslie going to the gay club. And what does Ron say? He's like, I seem to remember someone saying that
you were queen of the gays.
Queen of the gays last night.
I said that.
She's like, I said that.
That was me.
And she, like, her being like, mama, poker face, mama, poker face.
Yeah, like that episode is
good.
wonderful. And the episode where Ron has a hernia. Like, I think that was the episode, that moment where he tries to throw a hamburger into his own mouth. Like, I think that was the moment where I was like, yes, this show is amazing.
If anyone is just tuning in,
we're Parks and Recreation.
yes, this is
Explained
all
now.
Star Wars related. No.
I'm sure we can find a way to...
Right now, this is...
Jim O'Hare. Jim O'Hare is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 3. That's a rumor, but this is Star Wars related.
Sure.
I found a way to connect it back.
We can absolutely be Parks and Rec explained for a few minutes.
But yeah, like, I feel like there are moments in shows where I just know I'm going to watch this whole thing. Like, I don't care if it gets bad in Season 5. I'm watching it all. Mm-hmm. And that was my Parks and Rec moment. And it didn't get bad. It stayed great.
Highly recommend to anyone who's never seen Parks and Rec. Please watch it. If you like silly comedies like that, it's so good. And
Bespin Bulletin has a rumor that Jim O'Hare, who plays Jerry, is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 3.
Space Jerry!
It's not even really that much of a rumor because apparently Jerry, well, Rob Lowe confirmed it.
Griff in the chat said Space Jerry is going to drop Grogu, and if that happens, I will of course be mad, but I will also be mad that he stole my bit.
You'll understand.
He stole my bit. Wait, Jerry, Gary, Larry, Terry is in Star Wars? Maybe?
God, I hope his name is... I hope it rhymes with Jerry.
It has to.
And throw an apostrophe in there.
Oh yeah, an apostrophe. Carry, K apostrophe AY apostrophe RI. Carry.
I'll take anything, whatever they want to give us.
Oh man, I want to watch it again.
We just watched it.
I know, we're not even done with New Girl yet. We started a New Girl rewatch, and I'm loving that. That's another great show. Although some episodes didn't age as well.
I think the longer it went on, the better it got. Like, I agree that some of the episodes I was like,
Yeah. That's a lot of shows like that happened in the early 2000s, though, that you watch them now and you're like, ugh.
I think that was the early 2010s, though.
Stop. We've had this conversation before.
I know, and I'm just telling you.
It was the 2010s, that was the early 2000s.
I guess the early millennium that started with 2000.
Yeah, still the early 2000s. Alex is over here like, well, it's not as long ago as you may have remembered it.
Fine. We're still in the early 2000s, and will be until what, 2040? When do we shift into the mid 2000s?
Well into the late 20 whatevers. We're still in the early ones.
All right.
Fight.
That was vague and unconvincing.
That's how I live my life, and you know it.
What do you want for dinner? I don't care. Vague and unconvincing.
Protein. I've been on a protein kick lately because I've been working out. Not to brag. It's been very hard and I kind of hate it. But yes, I need protein. Thyril, thanks for the super chat. Are you ready to be mooned on March 30th?
Oh, Moon Knight. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if Oscar Isaac wants to moon me, go right ahead. Bring it on.
I'm ready too. The new posters did look pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I did see the new posters. They did look cool. Man, that happens March 30th?
Yeah. We'll have something
That's 20 days away.
We'll have something to
My goodness.
watch until May 4th, and then we'll have a couple weeks and then Kenobi.
Hell yeah. I'm ready. I'm getting real excited for everything that's coming up. Are we gonna do Explain It to Me?
I'd like to.
For Moon Knight?
I would like to talk about Moon Knight.
I think we've gotten back into the swing of things enough to the point where we could get back into it. Miranda here, thanks for the super chat. I'm late, sorry if you answered this already. Why do you think they went with a Grand Inquisitor with such a wide head compared to animation / episode 3 Powens?
I like that they go with a wide head.
Yeah.
Like everyone else was saying a short head, but wide head makes sense too.
Was that voice from the Grand Inquisitor his voice actor in Rebel Season 1?
No. I assume that was Rupert Friend who's playing him.
Yeah. We did kind of cover this earlier on in the stream, but his head does look odd, and we think it was because of practicality, like maybe he had a lot of stunts to do, and if he had this like big tall head prosthetic on, it wouldn't have worked if he had to do the stunts in it, and CGI may have been too expensive.
I liked what Mark White said about how, just practically for action, it may have not worked, and that makes complete sense. There's probably a lot of reasons why the makeup on Tion Medon just wouldn't have worked. So, yeah. I'm sure there's a reason. I agree it looks goofy, but oh well. He does have a wide head.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he was forced to wear like a weird helmet for a long time, and it just like stunted his head growth or something. I don't know. After seeing pictures of Robert Friend versus Bruce Spence, though, like, their heads are very different shapes. Like, Robert Friend's head is very much more round. So I'm sure it was easier to get Bruce Spence to look more alien with the longer face.
Yeah, and also, like, Tion Medon didn't do anything but stand around and talk.
Sure. And we all know the Grand Inquisitor is going to fly with his lightsaber.
Yeah.
His saber copter.
That is true. Like, if he had too big of a head, he might not have been able to get his lightsaber over it without cutting the top off.
Mm-hmm. And Miranda here also says, related to my other chat, did they burn through their budget on Ewan and Hayden's salaries and run out of funds for a proper prosthesis or CGI makeup to make the head tall and skinny? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, because a lot of people were like, oh, they spent so much money making Luke look so good and convincing. But yeah, Ewan is a legit actor still, and he's been in a lot of big projects, so he's probably not cheap. And Hayden could have asked for any amount of money,
right,
and they probably would have paid it because they want to get Hayden back to play Vader. So yeah, they could have used a hefty chunk of their budget to get those two back.
I think it was, I can't remember, Ram Bergman, Ryan Johnson's director. When you watch The Director and the Jedi documentary, I think it's Ram that talks about how, you know, he and Ryan had done a lot of independent movies, and you know, they're used to working with a smaller budget, and he's like, you go to Star Wars and you get a much bigger budget, but it is still a budget and it's not infinite, and you got to decide where your priorities are.
You gotta pay for. People don't realize how much it costs to have all those extras in the background.
Yeah.
In costume. The price really racks up quick.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, that's just whenever people, including me, are like, oh, why couldn't they make the Grand Inquisitor look better? It's like, I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure they know. They didn't just like slap something together and be like, that's good enough. Like, they did screen tests, they did a lot of things, and they were like, this is the most practical option for budget, for stunts, for everything we need. I'm sure they, like Molly brought up earlier, oh god, I did it. Okay, I thought I messed something else up. Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, and how her Montrals weren't as long as they should have been. And it's like, hey, we tried and it didn't work right. Mm-hmm. This looked a lot better. So, yeah. To people like my parents, they're not going to know either way. They're just going to be like, spooky alien.
Yeah.
They're not even going to remember Tion Medon.
Sure. J Bill, thanks for another super chat. Bad Batch, Scar Squadron, Inferno Squad, or a squad of Death Troopers? Which one would you want protecting you if the others are hunting you?
Bad Batch, just so I can hang out with Wrecker. Not even a question.
Just not that they're better protectors, just because.
I mean, I'm sure they do a great job. But if I'm gonna die, I'd like to die with Wrecker.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I'd say the same thing, because I wouldn't be able to understand the Death Troopers.
Yeah, you couldn't have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I'd want to conversate? Is that a word?
Converse?
I'd want to converse with the people who are protecting me. And Scar Squadron and Inferno Squad don't really mean that much to me, so I guess it would have to be Bad Batch.
Scar Squadron has to be at the bottom of that list. They were garbage. They were cool for like an issue, and ever since then they've just gotten their butts kicked. So no to Scar Squadron, yes to the Bad Batch. And I like Death Troopers wouldn't be able to say anything to you. I guess we've heard them speak in Basic and Star Wars Rebels, so they probably have a way to turn that nonsense off. But
then whenever they wanted to talk shit about you, they would turn it back on, and you'd be like,
It's a bad word, Molly.
talk smack about you. They'd turn it back on, and
Yeah.
you'd be like, come on.
What are you saying?
Come on. And they'd be like, she'd be dead if it weren't for us, right?
You're just like, I'm done. So if you want to make your camera or your taxi,
My camera.
what do you want to make? Your
Camera.
Okay. I'll swap with you.
You got some questions to ask. Oh, my legs are stuck to the chair. I need more wine.
We're about to drink whiskey in an hour.
Oh, yeah. Ew, this seat's all warm. Full of farts.
No, it's not. You would have heard them.
Does this not fit on this?
It's not done yet. We have to build a lot more. You can
Oh,
move
you
that.
build
You
all-
can move that out of your way though if you want.
I'm gonna put it.
Just put it like in there. Will that fit? Yeah.
This was
And I'll fix that later, hopefully.
This was a free set we got with.
Jabba's Palace set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have that for when this is over. Yeah, it's just a little camera.
179 pieces. I don't know how long this is gonna take. Could take ages.
Jacob Gould sent in a super chat that said, that's canon now. The Grand Inquisitor's head is shorter because he helicoptered some of it off, and you can't prove it didn't happen. I figured it out.
Yeah,
He recently helicoptered it off, but Powin's heads grow back. Like Trandoshans, they can regrow limbs and stuff, so...
Oh no, so he's mid-growth.
Yeah, basically, as he's like, I've got a short head right now. It's embarrassing. Please don't say anything
Don't look
about
at it.
Yeah. I'm sure you all heard about my accident. Like he'll bring that up in the little boardroom that they
Obi-Wan
had.
is gonna make a joke about it for sure.
Grand Inquisitor, I thought you'd be taller. And he's like, you son of a bitch! That's why, and then Grand Inquisitor runs off crying.
Oh,
And that's why
no.
he's not around to die. And he survives for Star Wars Rebels.
Makes sense. All of that makes sense.
Clea Lindenberg, thank you for your super chat and just says, I just want to drop support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kia. Did I say Clea? Kia, excuse me. I've had one whole beer. We've been real good this week. And we...
Well, we had to be because we almost killed ourselves.
Well, yeah,
last
we went a
weekend.
little hard last weekend.
We-
That's it.
we
That's
were-
extreme.
We were drinking like we were in our 20s. And we are not.
We are not. Woke up hurting every day.
Every day.
Happy birthday.
And we still got out and we still walked the Beltline.
Yep, still did healthy stuff.
Makes me tired just thinking about it.
Joel Davis, thanks for your super chat. I think Kenobi will give meaning to... Yeah, I think Kenobi will give meaning to the Vader quote to Luke in Episode 6. Obi-Wan once thought as you do, because in Episode 3, I don't think he did. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was probably a jumping off point or something that the writers, maybe whoever was pitching this series, could point to and be like, maybe this is a sign that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader met again. Despite what was said in Episode 4, maybe Obi-Wan went and confronted Vader and tried to say, there's still good in you, and Vader said no and tried to kill him.
Vader said, not today.
Not right now. Maybe when my son is here. Tom Strand, thank you for your question in Super Chat. Are you going to do a watch party for the Kenobi premiere? Probably not.
Oh God, we're
Be-
gonna be traveling.
Because we'll be... I mean, like, that day is going to be a mess. And we're trying to figure out right now if we're going to switch flights or not. Because our original plan... Man, why did I do that? Maybe it was before they... Nope. that was just a dumb decision on my part. Now that I think about it, like when I bought the plane tickets, I bought them for May 25th. Mm-hmm. Because
we didn't know.
No, yeah, but also Wednesday is just Disney Plus Day now. So I'm like, I should have known. I should have known to keep Wednesday open. Anyway.
We might fly in a day early.
Yeah, we might swap our tickets to Tuesday. So we'll go out for Star Wars Celebration a day early. And then...
not have to rush.
Yeah, but we'll have to work in a hotel room, which I don't really like that. But we'll see.
I'd rather do that than rush doing it at home.
I guess. And part of the reason we were thinking of doing that is because if we didn't, then we wouldn't be able to do a live stream like we have been. So if we fly out on a Tuesday, then we would get there, we'd watch Kenobi, and we could watch it at midnight, like all of our Pacific Coast friends.
Yeah.
Instead of 3 a.m. So we could do that, would be able to do a live stream and everything, so we will probably do that, but we're not going to do like a live stream watch party thing, only because I want to be able to just watch it, and enjoy it, and we have a camera on for our reaction and everything, but I want to be able to just focus on the episode.
Yeah, Alex gets very angry if anything is happening to distract.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Very angry.
I wanna enjoy this just as me, as a fan, and then I'll talk about it all day afterwards.
If I sneeze,
you get out. Bless you? No, ma'am. No bless you for you. just a side eye.
And a very angry meeting afterwards. I don't like how you handled that sneeze.
That sneeze was a little loud.
But the worst is like when the animals are doing something and then both of us are like, not right now, please.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Pippin is like attacking our head and Hilo is licking his butt and we're just like, come on. We're trying to record our reaction.
Yeah, could everyone just chill? Dawson Ace, thank you for a very generous super chat. Totally off topic, but are you guys excited that Indy 5 is finally finished filming and is off to the editing phase? The film finally exists in some form. Can't wait to watch Indy fight ex-Nazis in 1969. I am so excited for Indiana Jones. I love the Indy movies, and that's probably my second biggest fandom.
I'm excited. I'm not so excited. I'm ready.
I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is a perfect movie. So I've always loved Indy and Star Wars, like they're hand in hand for me. So yeah, I'm very excited about Indy 5 and the fact that they finally finished it.
I'm constantly worried for Harrison Ford.
Well, he keeps hurting himself.
Yeah.
And he keeps putting himself
He shouldn't be making movies anymore.
It's classic Harrison, where he had to be like, the stuntman had to take him off to the side for Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he was like, this is a lie, but he said, hey, if you do all the stunts, then I don't get paid. And Harrison was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, he just wanted to do the stunts. He just wanted to do the crazy thing.
Sure.
So he's probably still just like that. And he's like, let me fly the plane. And they're like, no, Harrison, you can't land.
Of all the things, you cannot fly the plane.
They're like, no, Harrison. You've lost your flying privileges.
On more than one occasion.
D-Train, thank you for your super chat. Really hope this Obi-Wan series is to Star Wars what Logan was to comic book movies.
Ooh, me too. I don't think it will get as dark, but I'm on the same page.
Yeah, it's not going to be R-rated. I'd like to see a gritty character study approach, no Disney stuff.
Yeah, well, it's
what does that mean?
It's going to be Disney.
I mean, it's going to be, it's by default owned by Disney, so.
Like I said, it's not going to be anything like Logan. I would love it if we did get something at some point like R-rated, just really, really dark.
In Star Wars?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
It's it's something that we've talked about a lot, and I've always wanted it. I don't know if it'll ever happen, and it won't be what Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be.
If it happens,
I think it'll be dark enough.
I'm not opposed to it happening. If it happens, I think we are a long ways off from it. I think that, George Lucas has always envisioned Star Wars for kids, and so I think that's what Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are doing. I think they're going to honor what he wanted. And when Kathleen retires and passes off the reins to someone else, and then maybe that person retires and passes off the reins, like, I could see a couple generations down from people who weren't, like, handpicked by George Lucas, then I could see them changing things. But yeah, I'm not expecting...
So Disney Plus, they're already on their way to allowing more...
Yes.
Like, darker shows on the platform, right?
Right, because in a couple days, right? 6 days, like Daredevil and The Punisher and all those Netflix series are going to be on Disney Plus, and they're going to add, like, some new content filters or whatever. Because they probably want to put Logan on there.
And that tells me that it's not impossible.
It's just, like, I just remembered that, Logan is now part of Disney because they bought 20th Century Fox and everything.
It's not impossible, but it's going to take a while for them to get there, I think.
Yes. Like, excluding the Blade movies, which were a bit of an outlier, made in like 1998, most people consider X-Men to be kind of like the start of the big superhero movie craze. And then it took like 20 years after that until we got Deadpool. So, I don't know, maybe in like 2035. It's something that I'm like, I don't need an R-rated Star Wars movie at all. If they announce one, I'd be like, okay, like I'll see it. But
it'd be cool, but yeah, we don't need it. Because, yes, Star Wars is always going to be for kids, first and foremost.
I mean, it might not be. Always. It is now. That's what I'm saying. Like, in a couple of presidents for Lucasfilm, I'm like, they might change that. I could see that changing. But not anytime soon. But I'm like, there's so many other, like, R-rated, for lack of a better term, science fiction, space fantasy things to watch that, like, whenever people say that, like, I just want an adult Star Wars story, I'm like, go watch The Expanse. Like, that's probably what you want.
Yeah, you're not gonna find that in Star Wars yet, and probably not for a while.
Tara Babies, I just checked on chat. X-rated Geode film.
They could get away with that. Geode has no discerning qualities that makes him X-rated, but he could be X-rated.
Coleslaw with another super chat, more trivia, thank you. Who is the only non-C-3PO character in the original trilogy to numerically describe the odds of a crucial event happening? This could be a trick question.
Someone says the odds of that is catastrophic, right?
Numerically.
Oh.
I think this is a trick question. I'm going to say R2-D2. Because R2-D2 is the one that says the odds of Han and Luke surviving a night on Hoth is 725 to 1. 3PO translates it. So that's my answer? Unless I'm thinking way too much about it.
I'm trying to think if someone else... I feel like there's another line somewhere that is someone saying the odds of something... No, I'm thinking of C.O. Bibble. But he doesn't talk about the odds.
And this is specifically the original trilogy.
Oh.
I'm like, Wedge says that's impossible even for a computer. That's not numerical. Okay, Coleslaw says they were
Biggs. Biggs.
Go. Tell me why.
Wait.
Coleslaw says they were not thinking of R2D2. So it's somebody else.
No,
Why
not Biggs?
Biggs?
Not Biggs. What was I thinking of?
I don't know.
Han.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
1 in a million.
Yeah.
Han. Am I right?
Oh, so, Hellshock in the chat said that right as you were saying it. So, yep, I think that's got to be it.
I figured it out before you did. I don't know why I thought Biggs. I think
Luke's friend?
I was thinking of him saying best bush pilot in the Outer Ring territories, and I was like, no, he didn't say anything numerical there.
You're just
Han.
yelling names out.
1 in a million.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, that was the answer. Good question, Coleslaw. Ben, thank you for your super chat. Best part of my week is these streams. Keep up the great work. Oh, thanks, Ben.
Awesome.
It's a super fun part of our week, too. We have a lot of fun doing this. I guess I'm enjoying you having other stuff to build, because I like doing the chat stuff.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I can build part of this.
If you want to. You can. No one's stopping you.
It might not be pretty, but we'll see.
Winter One, thanks for the question. What's your favorite Star Wars movie and why?
I mean, this kind of changes around for me. But I'm going to say The Force Awakens. Because it was the first big return to Star Wars after I had gotten a lot more into it because of the channel and everything. And I don't know, I just really connected with the sequel trilogy characters.
I mean, that's kind of always... That wasn't your introduction to Star Wars, but I feel like it was the first one where you were really, really into it. And yeah. I always...
Before, like, I met you and we started doing the channel and stuff, Star Wars was not a part of my everyday life.
Right.
It was very much just like, oh yeah, Star Wars is cool. Couldn't tell you any trivia about it, but I can now.
You're welcome. I've destroyed your mind.
Yeah. There's no room in my mind for anything else.
I feel like Star Wars is a lot like Bond, where people, whoever their first Bond was, the movie that sets the tone for what James Bond can be, it's like that tends to be their favorite. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think I agree that Pierce Brosnan is still my favorite Bond, because GoldenEye was my first Star Wars, or James Bond movie. Even though GoldenEye is like the only good one, and I like the Daniel Craig movies far more. And I
can't remember.
I don't know why I'm talking about Bond so much. I barely know anything about Bond.
I can't remember if I played the GoldenEye video game before I saw the movie, or if I saw the movie first. But yeah, I had everybody had the GoldenEye game.
I think I played the game first.
I think I did too.
But yeah, like I feel like your introduction is usually, for the most part, for people, that winds up being kind of the thing that sets the tone and tells them what Star Wars is. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's rare to see someone who, like, even grew up with the prequel trilogy. I might be totally off base, and people will probably tell me, but, like, I feel like people who grew up with the prequel trilogy, those are their favorites, not the original trilogy, and vice versa. But I don't know. Now I'm just talking.
I think you're pretty close there.
Chazertron 5000, A+ name, first of all. It's true of Doctor Who as well. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
whoever
anything
your
where,
doctor is.
Yeah, whoever your, like, introduction to these characters in this universe was, that tends to be your big thing.
Yeah.
How about Caravan of Courage? I mean, I watched that before the prequels.
That would have freaked me out as a kid.
I loved Caravan of Courage.
I would have been scarred for life. Probably not, but because, like, I watched a lot of weird stuff as a kid, but...
Okay, I mean, there's people, Mono and Itchley Robot, Itchley, oh my god, I'm doing my best. Itchley Bibrat said that they either are or know people who were born like during the prequels and prefer the original trilogy. So I'm sure there are outliers. I'm speaking generally. Kyle Ruiz, thank you for your super chat, says, gonna miss Star Wars DVDs. Bad Batch, Clone Wars Season 7, Mando, Book of Boba Fett, now Kenobi. I have all other Star Wars stuff on DVD. I agree. I saw someone...
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Someone photoshopped the DVD case for The Mandalorian Season 2. Like, what if this came out in the 90s? And it matched, like, the Star Wars DVDs. And that took me back. I really liked it. Mm-hmm. It is, yeah. It's just that Disney thing, which has always been annoying, where they're like, oh, this movie is going back into the vault, and you can't buy it for a while. Like,
it's so dumb. Yeah,
creating this false sense of scarcity, and now it's like...
When you can download anything these days, but, you know...
But some people, like, I like having physical media for certain things.
Yeah.
And Star Wars is one of those things where I'm so glad we have the 4Ks of all of the movies and all, but yeah, we're probably not going to get that because they want people to stay subscribed to Disney Plus.
Cool. Little film door.
That's one of my favorite things of building Lego is when
you build something and you're like, I know what this is.
And you just realize that, like, oh, I know what this is all of a sudden. It moves. So much fun.
So much fun.
But yeah, I agree, Kyle. I would love to have that stuff on physical and be able to watch more behind the scenes stuff and extra features. That's something else. I feel like DVD special features have just kind of fallen by the wayside. You can get some stuff on Disney Plus, and of course we can watch the gallery, but
I was gonna say, now they want to release it as its own separate thing, like the gallery.
That's fine. I enjoy that, but you know, I miss getting DVDs and watching the movie and then watching the bloopers and the behind the scenes documentary for,
I miss
like,
falling asleep to the DVD menus.
Yeah, right. I'm just like, every movie had a behind the scenes documentary for a while, no matter what it was. I remember watching the one from Miss Congeniality. Like, what?
Oh.
Come on.
Come on.
I miss all that.
Classic. I remember it was my junior prom night. I was like hanging out with a bunch of people and we just fell asleep to the DVD of, like, I want to say it was one of the Kill Bill movies.
I feel like everyone has that story.
We fell asleep to the Kill Bill DVD menu and we just listened to that song over and over again.
And no one would get up and turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, someone will do it eventually. Deidre Russell, thank you for another super chat. I want the story of the scientist who created the inhibitor chip technology and then realized it had been misused. Well, I mean, we might be kind of seeing that.
Would that be a Kaminoan?
Yeah, Nala Se kind of feels like she's going back on the right side, where she's protecting Omega, she's helping the Bad Batch, now she's been trapped by the Empire. Like, I could see Nala Se being that character, so you might get exactly that story.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because I remember her being more nefarious in the Clone Wars during the whole conspiracy. It's been a long time since I've seen those episodes, but the one with Fives and Tup, I feel like Nala Se was in the know and kind of working against the clones, but she seems to have had a change of heart. J Bell, thank you for another super chat. You're sitting in a room with an all-southern view. Suddenly a bear walks by the window. What color is the bear?
What? An all-southern view?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
You're sitting in a room with an all-southern view.
Anywhere in the world?
I mean, no matter where you look, it's facing south.
Okay. And there's a bear?
Uh-huh.
What color's
what
the
color's
bear?
the bear?
Brown.
No.
Black.
No.
White?
Yeah.
Polar bear?
Uh-huh.
Those are endangered. You're not going to see any of those.
Oh, no. Bringing everybody down.
I'm sorry. They're stuck on ice caps. You're not going to see any of those.
You did it.
I did it. I hate to be a Debbie Downer.
You did it. You did that too. You got the answer and you were a Debbie Downer.
Oops.
Mr. Shu, thank you for the super chat. I would prefer we don't get a science fiction answer for why the inhibitor chip stopped working. I would prefer if it was left as a mystical power of friendship / the Force reason. Is that weird? No.
No, that's not weird.
I think that's a far more Star Wars answer.
Yeah, I do too. The mystical power friendship is very Star Wars.
No, I mean, I think Molly was on point with saying, they developed some independence and they were bred to be just like cannon fodder who didn't think for themselves, and yet that's exactly what they did. So yeah, I think that the chips worked for a while, but they were able to think through it. Mm-hmm. And we saw Kanan basically break the spell of Order 66 on a clone in the Kanan comic, where he just talked to the clone and was like, hey, he out-logicked him and was like, you realize this is messed up, right? And he went, oh, it is. Mm-hmm. And like, that works. We saw Hauser do it too, where he just talked to the clones and some of them were like, this is weird. And they threw their weapons down. So
yeah, it really wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
But, you have clones that on the same hand of them being able to think independently and be unique, they could also be thinking, because they're independent, like, no, I gotta think how I'm supposed to think. And like, this is what I'm supposed to think, which a lot of just regular people struggle with too.
Yeah.
So it's all relative.
I mean, the whole point of the clones is like nature versus nurture, and that it depends who their Jedi general is. Mm-hmm. And that if someone served under Anakin for the whole war, like Rex, they're gonna know to be more independent. Mm-hmm. And if someone served under Pong Krell for the whole Clone Wars, they're probably gonna be awful.
And if someone served under Luminara, they're probably just gonna kill themselves.
Oh God. Moving on.
Because they're gonna be like, well, it is what it is.
The Dutch Movie Guy, thank you for your question. What's your favorite UCS set so far, and what do you want in the future? That's my favorite. The Falcon was the most satisfying to build, I think.
Yeah, I think that one's probably my favorite too. I didn't really help build it at all, but it looks the best.
I like all the details and the colors.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be another UCS set that will come out that I'll like better. I'm just waiting for it to come.
What set do you want in the future? I don't know.
I want another Ewok village. Ooh, I want an Exegol set.
A UCS set?
Yeah. It's like the
throne would be kind of cool.
It's like the Colosseum.
Oh, all right.
And you gotta put a little dark guy, a little Sith enthusiast in every seat.
Enthusiast, yeah.
We should probably eat dinner soon.
Yeah, we got 4 more questions.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna finish this.
That's
maybe.
fine. You're moving pretty good, though. D-Train has another super chat, just says, off topic, but the Batman is fire. I liked it. I wasn't blown away by it. Like, I was hoping I'd walk out feeling the same way I felt leaving The Dark Knight, which I absolutely loved. And this one, I think, just for me, was a little bit too grounded, and I missed some of the comic bookiness of The Dark Knight or the other Batman movies. I certainly liked it more than like the Schumacher movies, but
I just missed Bruce Wayne having a personality.
he just wasn't in it very much. And yeah, I missed
Robert Pattinson was a pretty good Batman, but him as Bruce Wayne barely did anything, barely said anything, just didn't have much of a personality. I'm sure we're in the minority on that, but yeah, it was okay. I did think the movie itself was really entertaining, and it, for as long as it was, it didn't feel that long, and it kept my attention the whole time. And I'm excited for more of it, because I do think that we'll get to know the Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne a little bit more as they make more of them, but yeah, it was just okay.
I liked it. I liked the lesson that he learned of being a symbol of hope instead of just fear. I really liked the fact that it was a detective movie. That's definitely something the Nolan movies just didn't touch on much at all. So I really enjoyed that. I liked the Riddler a lot. But I don't know. I go to a comic book movie and I want to have more fun, I guess. It's not a very fun movie, which is not what it was setting out to be. So.
I think Zoe Kravitz definitely stole the show.
I liked her.
I think this was her movie. Her as Catwoman was great. So I was kind of just smitten with her the whole time. Arpats was cool too, but again,
I thought he was a great Batman.
He just didn't put that much personality into it.
I think that I wish we saw more Bruce. I could have dealt with that.
Plus, I don't know, something about the Riddler and how all that kind of came to be towards the end. It felt too real.
It was very
the election
real.
and yeah.
Ryman 6000, thank you for your super chat. What are your guys' thoughts on Palpatine's entire declaration speech he gave after the Clone Wars from Legends? May the Force be with you both.
Thank you. I don't know that I know that speech.
I don't think I do either. On his entire declaration speech he gave after... I'd have to look it up, unfortunately. And I'll try.
What was that in? Was that in a book? Or
Was it in the Revenge of the Sith novelization? Or maybe Rise of the Dark Lord? Oh, okay. I gotcha. Basically the full version of this. Ugh, yeah, that's huge. The full version of his speech from Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I do not know that by heart.
Yeah, so I don't know if we could say how we feel about it.
So yeah, I think this was from the novelization. But I'd have to reread all of it. But as a whole, I can say that I love that novel. It's been almost 20 years since I've read it, I think. I think I read it like when Revenge of the Sith was coming out. Thought it was great.
Is this right? Ooh.
Fan, thank you for your question. Star Wars Harmy's despecialized edition versus 4K Blu-ray. I don't think I've ever watched all of Harmy's Despecialized. I've had them at one point, but at this point, I have fully come to accept the special editions and their changes. Like, I saw them when I was 10, so none of it really bugged me then. And I think the only thing that actually bugs me is the Han Greedo stuff. And I can just now mentally block that out and be like, nope, Han shot Greedo and that's that. I'll ignore everything else. Like, it's just so much easier to watch the 4Ks or the Disney Plus streaming.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one more question here, and then we'll go eat something, and then we'll go be on Whiskey Jedi in 44 minutes.
I never got any pickle juice.
Oh no.
That's okay. I'll
What
make a smash.
Tragedy. That's bourbon. I don't know if that's whiskey or not. It might be.
We have scotch.
You don't put a smash.
What?
What? You're gonna make a whiskey smash?
Yeah.
Oh, bourbon's whiskey. Yeah, use bourbon. I don't know. I'm ludicrous. Like,
I'm ludicrous?
not. Yeah.
Luda.
I'm loopy. I'm hungry. We need to eat something.
I told you that 10 minutes.
I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break because I've hit a wall where I can't figure out how this back goes on here.
Okay, I'll help you later. But our last question comes from Deidre. Excuse me, I mispronounced your name earlier. The power of friendship. What is this, My Little Jedi?
Yes.
Sometimes that's how it works.
My Little Jedi. Aw.
I'd watch that. My Little Father. My Little Eope.
Maybe. Like My Little Pony.
Yeah.
I get it.
What did you think?
I don't know.
Coleslaw, yeah, Laura. Laura says I'm hangry, and yeah, that's not far off. And then Coleslaw said to me what I said to you the other day about Scotch, that all bourbon is whiskey, not all whiskey is bourbon. That's what I said about Scotch the other day, and now I'm sitting here not understanding what bourbon is anymore. But yeah, make a smash with bourbon. It probably tastes that. Basically, don't use my Scotch to make a smash. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh my goodness. I was gonna make a pickleback with it.
No!
Yeah.
No, that's desecration.
I like pickle juice.
Gross. All right, we need to wrap up. We need to go get some food. But thank you all for hanging out and building with us and sending your questions and super chats and just hanging out in general. We'll be back definitely next Thursday for more of this, and I think we're going to try to stream some Fallen Order next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. And we'll be on the Whiskey Jedi in 40 minutes. So if you want to talk more Obi-Wan, hit us up there.
Yeah.
But